Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. So last week I told one of your friend asked the question about this LEBL and LT. So I start first with this explanation, just short explanation, just summarize for this one. So So for LT, this one for LT, so lamp test input, which is when low input is applied, it turn on all the segment. So you can see the first line when L low, active low is connected, so it will go high all the segment. Then when blank is activate for this one, turn off all the signal when it's zero. So it turn off all the segment for blank lah. Then for LE, if LE is zero, it's enabled but depend on the condition. So this one we enable the LE latch enable for this one, but depend on condition, which is for example to display number 2. So C and L is off. So that's the summarize of this one lah, for this one. So any question regarding for this one? Any question for this one?
Menurut saya.
Okay, if no question, so we start to our new lecture. Our new lecture is input and output interfacing. Still input and output interfacing, which is metric keypad. So this metric keypad you do your lab since last week, that you need to submit by this week then metric keypad. Then after Raya we will learn about the LCD. Okay, for the announcement, this is just for reminder. So our lab face-to-face OER will start in week 8, which is 16 for Monday, 17 on Tuesday. So please come based on your lab session, but it's recommend for you to come on Monday because of not packed. Tuesday quite packed, 30 plus, so maybe we have a problem with to get the info and everything. So I want to check one by one also have a problem. Then for lecture we will start on week 7 after Raya lah. After Raya we start on 11th of May 2022, which is on Wednesday lah. Same time with today, Wednesday 2 until 4 p.m. Like we like our class on today. Then I will do a tutorial session before test. Usually I will do tutorial before test, which is on Friday. So this one you can choose based on majority. I can do face to face or online. Could be no problem. So I will do based on majority. So we will discuss on this Wednesday. So we want to do online or face to face for tutorial session. Then our test is on 19th of May 2022, which is 5:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. This one is face to face at day one kuliah. So please ready. This one is on Thursday. Hakikat Khamis. So please ready for this face to face test. So any question regarding to this or the announcement for today announcement? Ada soalan?
Tak ada, sir.
Okay, thank you Najmi. Yang lain?
Topik apa sampai apa, sir?
Sampai KEYPAD hari ni. Nanti KEYPAD.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yang lain? Not open book lah. Yeah, we back to normal lah mana. So not open book. So dekat yalah. Apa dekan dah start strict for you, not for you, for everyone. Dekan want us to back to normal, not online anymore. Okay, ada question? Okay, if no question, I continue with our lecture. So for learning outcome for this one, at the end of this topic, students should be able to explain the basic operation of a keypad, then describe the key press and the detection mechanism, the interface keypad to the PIC 60F877A microcontroller, and then you can write a PIC C program to manipulate keypad. This is the keypad interfacing. So this is the old school one, but we still can use this one because this one is highly efficient. That's why we still use this one. Then we easily can manage with the microcontroller. Then this keypad or keyboard are the most widely used I/O as a I/O device, input output device. Then most of microcontroller application require a keypad for user to enter number and commands. Then a metric keypad provide a simple data entry device for microcontroller system. So this is the basic operation of the keypad. So same like I told you during the lab. So basic operation of the keypad, then it organize a matrix of a row and column. So we have a row and column for keypad lah. Then consist of array, momentary push button, switch or key. So we have an array for this one. Then for us we use a 4x4 keypad lah during your OEL lab and exam. So we use a 4x4 keypad. There are 4 column line and 4 row lines. So now we have a 1 until 4. Then we have a row number 1 until 4. So this one we have a column and row. For example, if we press switch number 1, so row 1 column 1. So if we press switch number 16, so row 4 column 4, column 4 lah for this one. Each push button has 2 terminals. One is connected to a column line and other row to row line lah. Okay, the basic operation of this one, that initially there are not direct connection between row and column. So you can see not a direct connection for this one. Then when key is pressed, the adjacent row and column are connect. Those row and column make a contact. Otherwise, there is no connection between row and column. So if we connect these two, then it will if we detect lah. For example, if we connect switch 2, so it will detect row 1 and column number 2 lah. Then for example, if key 3 is pressed, if we detect row number 1, and column number 2, column number 3 will connect to each other for this one. So the basic operation can be illustrated as a below. So we can illustrate something like this. So this one. So when row switch 1 is connect, what pen? Then the column we connect something like this one. Then key press and detection mechanism. In programming, there are two processes: key press detection to detect position of a key being pressed, and interrupt method and scanning method. We have these two methods: interrupt method and scanning method. But we will cover only for scanning method for our topic lah. Then key identification and identify the actual key based on the location obtained. Then for scanning method for key press, then first to read data from the keypad. So if keypad is connect directly to our MCU, so scanning method is used. So because if we scan row by row, then column by column, it will scan. Then in this case, if we make row lines low or high, one by one, and another read column, we'll be able to detect which key is pressed. So it depends. So it will detect row by row. Then for example, to read the keypad, each row is set low in turn and the state of an input tested if no button is pressed or the input remain high. So it means active low for this one. When a key is operate, a low on that arrow is detected in the column for the input that key, which allow corresponding code to be generated. So this is a binary number or ASCII code, or simply the location depend on the location application for this one. So this is a flowchart for scanning method. We start, so set row as a 1, so set row as a 1, then set row is 0. So so it will start check is it column number 1 is 0, column number 2 is 0, column number 3 and number 4. So if not 0, so we will detect next. So if still 0, for example, column number 1 is still 0, so it will go to the location equal to 1. Then it will scan by row. If scan by row, row number 2, row number 3, and then it will scan the row number 4. Then after scanning row, so then it will detect the column for this one. So flowchart example for scanning method. This flowchart represents scanning method for 4 metric keypad. Metric keypad. It used to detect the location and return key for identification. Start with a top row. So we set row to high, and then microcontroller grounds the first row only by providing low signal. Then it will reads the column. So first if our row is detect equal to 0, then it will start column. So if row still high, so it will go to next row. So it will come so it will scan row first, then if we scan column. So if no row number 3 is detected, so if we start scanning another column, start scanning column on the row number 3. Okay, that's the how it's work lah. Then based on the return location from the scanning process, we can identify which key is being pressed by comparing the location with a keypad value. Then as an example, if return location value is 4, comparing with the value keypad 1, we can recognize that the key A is being pressed. However, if the keypad 2 is being used, the key press the up row, the escape if the keypad 3 is being used. Oh, yang ni untuk keypad 3 lah. Keypad 3 dia akan detect escape. So keypad 2 dia akan detect upper row. Then for keypad 1 dia akan detect A if location 4 is detect. Ni location 4. For example 4 yang ni 8 12 16. So this is how we locate. So for example 5 is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Location 6 lah for 5. Okay, for keypad interfacing, which is PTK 408. So this one for your hardware during F2F. So we use this type of keypad interfacing. So keypad can directly connect to the MCU or use keypad decoder IC. So for this one, so okay. So this tutorial I am not upload yet. So for example, this one decoder. So but I don't know lah. This test what is the question? But this one from MTE 2018. So I will upload this after this lecture lah. So you need to do a schematic and connect to this keypad. For example, RD7. So RD7. So RD7 we connect to the C1, for example. So RC6 we connect to the our decoder, then we connect to our server segment. So this is the keypad schematic. So you need to draw the schematic, this one. So if you submit your lab this week also, you know lah how to draw the schematic for this one. So from this one, this is the short example. KC1. So KC1 we connect to the KC1 here. Then this connection for this one. So KC2 we connect to the KC2. So for tutorial this one I will do on week after Raya for this one. So I will upload this one. You try do on your own first, then we will discuss on next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday lah, after Raya. Then keypad interfacing PTK for this one. The keypad pin need to be pull up or pull down to avoid floating cases. Pull out normally connect to the 5 volt. Then pull down is connect to the ground for this one. This one connect to ground, or we connect to the VCC here. So 4 method keypad is connect to the port B and port D. So our row is connect to the port D, while our column we connect to the port B, because of we set as a input and output for this one. So this is the key debounce. So sometimes it's not stable, something like this. So this one the most stable one. So for example, if our connection is not stable, it's not good, we our keypad on the board is not stable, so we have a noise here, then it's not stable, not good for reading, keypad reading. So for keypad programming, step based on the slide number, slide 8 for this one. Slide 8 yang atas tu. Then make row 1 equal to 0. So make row 1 equal to 0. Then delay key debounce avoidance. Then check every column. So then after we check row, then we check column, every column. For this one, we just only if we check the column number 1, so it means we check number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4, this one. Then after we check this one, so we check, we start again with the row number 2. So the process continue by making row 2, row 3, and row number 4 low one by one, then check the column. This is the process for this one. So for keypad continue. So for keypad programming, so first we need to assign the character for red keypad. Then we do a scanning, row number 1, row number 1. Then we check. So we set row number 1 as a 0 first. Then we check every column. Then we set R2 is a 0. Then we check every column. So this is the process. Continue until row number 4. Row number 4 for this one. So for example, write a program in C language to read the key press on the metric keypad and perform the task as state in table. So if we press key 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if we key press this one, then display the number value on the 7 segment display. Then if we press number 7, 8, and 9, then display number value on 7 display and bring it X time. So depend on you. This X time is a 300 millisecond delay. X is the value of that pressing number. Then if we press this one, turn on all the segment. So for example, if we have a 2 segment, so it will turn on the segment and turn on all the pin. So we blink the 7 segment display 5 times with a 300 millisecond delay and turn off all the segments. So first, the solution by setting the connection for keypad column to port B, row to port D, and 7 segment to port C as shown in below lah. So for our 7 segment, so this one our A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you just connect this one to the port of microcontroller port. This one RC0, RC1, RC2, RC3, RC4. So you do connection, direct connection to the post COVID memang cepat penat macam ni kot. Okay, so next is we connect RB0, RB1, RB2, RB3 to the connection of the first high. This one high, this one is low. So low connection for this one. Then RD4, RD5, RD7 connect to port D. So for example, for the solution, example solution. So define KPR1. So we define our port D, this one. Then our port B, RB. Then define the 7 segment on the port C. We set 7 segment to the port C. Then define 7 segment value. So this one is 0, 1, 2, 3, for example, something like that. Then assign KP pattern, this one. Then setting direction, so trace D. So kita punya port D as output, port B as an input, then port C as a output, then integer 1, y1. So if we so this one dia dah start scanning for keypad lah. Then so we want to display number being pressed and blink how many times, X time. Then since we send a BCD number to decoder, mean if we want to display number 7, we send value of that 7. Therefore we can use a value as a X for this one. So port C, so we display on the port C, which is a 7 segment. 7 segment. Okay, this one. Then we check location for A and this one. So if we get our keypad is detect on row number 4 or not row number 4. This one is value 4 and value of number 13. So what will happen? So if detect location, okay, this one is location. If detect on location number 8, so it will blink 5 times. 5 times here lah. Then and as if we check the location of C and hashtag, so the location 12 and 15 for this one. So this is the solution. So and out of our chapter, any question regarding to this keypad? Any question for this one? Okay, if no question, so just take a look. So maybe you can try do first for this one for tutorial number 2, which is this is the example from MTE test 2018. So this is how the question you need to answer. So LED is commonly used for display and identification. Generally, LED can be wired up to microcontroller in two configuration, active high and active low. So with aid of a diagram, explain briefly those two configuration. So you need to to do a diagram for this one. So for next is a 7 segment. So figure 2.1 and figure 2.2 show the connection of 7 segment decoder and the keypad with a microcontroller pins. Write a program in C language to read the key press on the metric keypad and perform the task as stated in table 2. The read keypad function figure can be used in your program. So yang ni this one we need to write a program for the 7 segment decoder and keypad microcontroller. So we need to write a program and read the key press on the matrix and perform the state table. So this one you can use this figure and this table lah for you. Then you need to sketch the connection of overall circuit of keypad, the 7 segment display and 7 segment decoder in appendix A. So this is on the figure 3 you can use this one. This is the common program for keypad, so you can use this one for read and keypad and perform task is stated in table 2. So you need to do a task for this one. Same like we do in our this is totally same with like I show you in lecture notes lah. So this one is it comes from the lecture notes. Then you need to connect this connection. For example, our 7 segment is connect to port C. This one is connect to port B. Port B. Port B, and this one is connect to the port D. Oh, this one. So please try, then we will do a tutorial on next Friday for this one. So any question? Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, 52 minus 2, we have 50 students here today. So, okay, no question. So we have 50 students today. 50 out of 61. So so we will have a short quiz, 10-minute quiz. So yeah, the setting. Sekejap saya on saya punya gaya komputer mana. Bila nak buat ni mesti problem. Okay, please. So at first you need to log in to your I give you the link in the text in the chat box, or you can scan your scan from this one QR code. Then this quiz instruction, please log into your Unimed email. Then please answer all the 20 questions as the questions in 10 minutes. And good luck. So please, I give you 1 minute to log into your Unimed email and boleh boleh masuk ke Google Form. Make sure you can put your name in the Google Form. So kalau ada masalah, if you have any problem, so let me know now. Ada masalah tak to access the Google Form? If you have any problem to access the Google Form, let me know now. Anyone have a problem to access the Google Form? Any problem? Semua ready ya? So everyone is ready? Huh? Ready ya?
Ready, sir.
Okay, clear. So what selalu hang. So please start answer now. Answer the question now. If you have any question, any problem, let me know. Semua okey kan ni? Semua okey kan? So I extend another 2 minutes lah. Semua okey kan? Ni saya tambah lagi 2 minit ni.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Susah sangat ke soalan ni?
Yeah. Tricky.
Okay, okay, dah habis lah. Saya bagi 1 minit untuk submission dan saya akan tutup lah saya punya quiz. So last untuk submission lah. Saya akan tutup. Beberapa orang, 9 orang ni baru submit. So please submit lah. Please submit as soon as possible. Alamak. Aduh, saya rasa kena buat the quiz balik ni. Okay, baru 25 orang jawab. Come on, come on. Saya bagi 10 second. Kalau tak, saya tutup lah. Mana lagi? Lapan, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, congratulations yang the highest one is siapa highest one ni? The highest mark 15 over 20, which is siapa ni? 15 over 20. Siapa ni? 15 over 20. Siapa? Tak keluar nama pula. So I will check. So the highest one is 15 over 20. So congratulations. Tak keluar nama pula ni. So I will check one by one. Okay, thank you everyone. See you again on next Friday. After Raya lah. After Raya. So selamat Hari Raya. Maaf Zahir dan Batin. So happy holiday to everyone. Then see you on next Wednesday during our F2F class. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir. Selamat Hari Raya.
Thank you, sir.
Terima kasih, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Terima kasih, sir.
Alright, thank you.
Selamat Hari Raya, sir. Terima kasih, sir.
Okay, thank you semua. Thank you. Sudah. Mana? Mana jawapan? Hilang lagi. Ya. Kacau. Awak hilang habis. dapat ni. Betul? Empat. Lima, enam, 10. Tujuh.